Hello everyone, my name is Kuba.
And my name is Connor.
No, my name is Connor.
Oh, yeah, and my name is Kuba. And it is a great honor to stand in front of you, ladies and gentlemen, and alongside my best friend and twin brother, Connor.
We are here to talk about what we believe to be one of the most important things in our life, creating and sustaining deep connections and friendship, but not only our friendship. So you may ask why and what's in it for you.
And I am certainly glad you asked. We are here because we believe it is absolutely essential for each and every one of you in this room and beyond to create and foster deep connections. But you may wonder how to create such a connection. Please relax and let us take you down the road of why should you have deep friendship.
First of all, friendships and happiness are deeply correlated. A deep friendship gives support, joy, and mutual growth that enriches our lives profoundly. It is said that to have a friend is to possess one of life's greatest treasures. Think about the best moment of your life. Whether you're alone or with someone that you consider as your great friend. We believe that almost every moment that is worth remembering is shared with others. And these stories create the most valuable memories. And that is what we really remember at the end of our lives. These moments, small and large, create a foundation of happiness that sustains us through life's inevitable ups and downs. And having these moments with person we have a deep connection with, that is what makes it special. Secondly, fostering deep connections maximizes your impact. We live in an individualistic society, one that encourages us to strive for individual success and self-sufficiency, even if it means jeopardizing our relationships with colleagues and loved ones. As a result, in an era with the easiest accessibility for contact with others, we are in a crisis of loneliness, and many of us are unable to create meaningful relationships. Therefore, often, we need to think in terms of duos, friends that will become as close as your twins. But to move closer, the core of both, a meaningful life and the success of an organization are enduring deep connections. As a famous saying goes, one person can change a lot, but two people can change the world. A great example of this statement is the Curie marriage. The Curie partnership was not only romantic, but also scientific collaboration that led to changing the course of history. Their collaboration led to winning the Nobel Prize in 1903 in physics, and in 1911, Marie Curie went on to win another Nobel Prize in chemistry, making her the first person to win two Nobel Prizes in two different scientific fields. They not only changed their world of inquiry, but left their legacy forever. As a second example, we introduce you to a partnership of Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, the legends behind Apple. Combined, Wozniak's engineering knowledge with Jobs' visionary insight led to revolutionizing the tech world and changing their lives, all of which resulted in making them winners of their lives, which would have not been possible had they not worked as a team. These stories show that a deep connection based on mutual respect, friendship, and shared goals can be a formidable force.
Finally, let's talk about longevity. Research shows that people who have friends tend to live the longest. There are these zones called blue zones, and those are spots around the world where people live the longest. And what researchers discovered while examining these zones is that friendship is the key to longevity. Now, let's take a closer look at one of the blue zones, Okinawa, Japan. Okinawans create MOAs, groups of five friends that are committed to each other for life. Now, research from the Flanagan studies shows that obesity, loneliness, but also happiness and sports-related behaviors are deeply correlated and compared. So what it means is that the people in MOAs not only live better lives with each other, not only are happier, but they also live longer because of each other, because they copy the habits of those around them.
So, I have a couple of questions for each and every one of you. Do you want to be happy and have fun in life? Do you want to be successful? Do you want to live longer? These are not very difficult questions, so if the answers are yes, then make these connections and friendships. So now, once we establish why it is worth to have such connections, you may wonder how to build such a connection.
Okay, so we did not want to give you any quick fixes or bomb you with pseudoscience. So we looked as far back as 300 BCEs to provide you with the finest expertise on French. And who we came up with is Aristotle, the father of Western philosophy. And what is very important is here, Aristotle's philosophy perfectly aligns with modern science and psychology. And for Aristotle, the main project of our lives is to achieve eudaimonia, a state of flourishing, achieved through virtue. And the easiest way to achieve it is through friendship, or philia, as he calls it. But this philia is not just any kind of friendship. It is a friendship of virtue that is good, that is lovable, and that is useful. And by now, you might be wondering how to achieve such a friendship. We're happy to equip you with 5 paths on how to, according to Aristotle and modern psychological literature. So, firstly, your friendship must be based on virtue. And by now, that I've repeated this word so many times, you might be wondering, what does it really mean? Well, it means you and your friend should share similar approaches, share a moral code, and a similar level of ambition. I know Tomek and I have the same virtues, or maybe I aspire to his level of virtue, because I see how committed he is to his goals, to his daily trainings, and when we work together, I see his devotion, and it simply makes me more inspired to do better with my life. But these virtues go way beyond work and school. I know Tomek and I share the same virtues because we grew up in the same house. We've heard the same sermons on Sundays, we've watched the same movies, and have the same talks with our friends. But for each and every one of you, this can be mastered. You are to find a friend who shares your level of ambition, shares your values, and your moral codes. So, our first count is find a friend that shares your virtues. That is, values, ambitions, and your moral code.
Secondly, friendship is about making a conscious, committed choice to become a friend and to support each other through thick and thin, and to make time for each other. I will repeat, make time for each other. And when it comes to that, I know that no matter what, I will make the time for Kuba, and Kuba will make the time for me. No matter how busy we are, loved ones come first. There was a time in our life when I went from hospital to hospital, and Kuba struggled to get out of his bed. We both made the active choice to serve as pillars of support, and because of it, our connection became deeper. So point 2 is commitment and making time for your friend, especially if your friend.
Thirdly, you have to be able to be with someone one-on-one and give them 101% of your attention. Like twins, be it playing sports, or gossiping, or preparing to run a marathon together. I have to know that Tomek will focus on me. He will navigate how I feel. He will listen to what I say, and later implement those things in their lives. Tomek is really good at making me feel heard. And what Tomek does is message every time after I cut the test, or calls me every time after I cut the rough day, even though he's also out of action. So this is point number 3. Be present and be active.
Fourthly, it's about the friendship being a two-way street. It's about reciprocity. In our friendship, for example, when we get ready to go out, for example to school, Kuba prepares the food, and it is my duty to transport us to the place itself. We never wrote it down on paper, but I know it's Kuba's way of showing him his love, and I know that he feels appreciated when I get into the place. We share everything, sometimes even underwear, and right now we even share the same songs. So, fourth how is, all relationships must stay reciprocal.
Our fifth count, and our final count, but nonetheless a very important count, is accountability. Your friend is there to keep you accountable. For Aristotle, the easiest way to achieve this eudaimonia is to find a person who will keep you accountable to your goals, and therefore, virtues. And I find it very interesting that today, this trend of accountability has come back. If you want to stop eating candy, tell your friend to keep you accountable. Get yourself a jogging partner. There are even apps like Strava that allow you to track your progress and later share it with friends. And here, what's really important is the so-called tough love. Friendship is not only about the good and the lovable. It is also about getting to your other person through it. It is about making the active choice and the committed choice to be there for your person no matter what. So our fifth count is keep your friend accountable.
So now we know how to become what we call a twinner. A twinner is a person, or rather a duo, who wins because of the deep connection they share with their twin. But, and here's a good part for you guys, you didn't have to be a twin to become a twinner. So you may ask, why would they want to become a twinner? Well, if we come back to the first part of our speech, a twinner is a person you can have a happier life and have a lot of fun. A twinner is a guarantee of success. Well, at least 50% guarantee. And a twinner is a person who you can do it with over 100 years. So today, we want to encourage each and every one of you to decide to find yourself a twinner and change your life forever.